Hey man, y'all welcome back to another video here on our Sugar Coat Podcast. We back in the building, we hot and ready. We finna get it in. We've been talking about this topic for a minute. A lot of emotions been going around. We touched on it the last time we was in the studio, and we thought it was good to get back in here and really touch on it a little bit more. You understand what I'm saying? I got my boy True Roy here with me, my partner in crime right here on the best podcast on YouTube, or will be. And I got two lovely people here. I know y'all already know this girl right here. Come on now. She's been on too many episodes, too many great episodes. And I'm going to have this person introduce himself as well. Hollywood Hippie, tell the people who you are once again just so they can know.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm Hollywood Hippie. Listen to me on all platforms, please. Please.
Hey, but before we get too deep, we got to do one thing. What we got to do?
Come on now, go ahead and tell him. So we got to give all praise and honor to God because He is the reason why we're here today. Now, I didn't forget. I was going to do it when he got done saying what he was saying.
But I was supposed to start it, but
you
guess
know
what? We're going to keep it going.
It's all good. You got to bring that energy, that flair. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what I'm talking about? Because we got a crazy topic. We got to ask the question.
Wait. He ain't even introduced himself yet.
I know.
See?
We going to get him.
We going to get him.
We going to get him. But, sir, before we talk about the topic.
Tell the people.
Hi, y'all. I'm Tommy. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Yes, sir.
That's it?
That's all you got?
That's all you
got? That's it?
Come on, tell them a few things about yourself. Your top three things that they need to know about.
So what you like doing? Where you from? A little bit about yourself.
I'm from Vietnam. I was born in Vietnam. I do nails. I work at a nail salon now.
You do nail hunting? You do now?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you do
Your
now.
boyfriend pay for the jail?
I didn't even know that. Okay. Interesting. That's cool. I wouldn't even thought that.
Yeah.
Well, I might need to get my girl down while you playing.
Nah, for sure.
That's the best. Bro, go ahead. You so eager. Let's tell them about the topic.
So we got a topic. I was talking to my boy Sid just the other day, and we really was talking about, does your vote really matter in America?
Give them some background on why I may have asked that question.
So, of course, we're currently debating about the current president nominees, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And a lot of people are talking about, well, it doesn't really matter whether or not we vote or not, because I'll put it to you like this. It just doesn't matter. Some say it doesn't matter who we vote for because the system is rigged. Some say that the presidents are just puppets. Some say there's too many people operating outside of the presidential scope. They have too much power and influence. So the president's power is inferior.
You could hear a pin drop.
I don't know whose pen it was, but we'll find out eventually.
It was quiet. It was a moment of silence for you to say all that.
No, for real.
So my question is, do y'all think that your vote matters?
Personally, I think it matters more than they tell us that it does. I mean, okay, so the puppeteering comes in early on. Like, there's so many uneducated voters that you're too dumb to even go vote in your city elections that turn into your governor, that turn into the president. And I feel like so many people are uninformed that they focus primarily on identity politics. Oh, I'm gonna vote for her because she's black. Oh, I'm gonna vote. Look at the politics. There's a reason why, as an American population, that we don't vote for policies, but we vote for a person who's supposed to represent all of our policies. There's too many people in the United States to even do that. But they split us up into a two-party system every 4 years because you know why? People start to get along and people start to understand. I mean, I can't cuss on here, but F that transgender stuff. F that being in schools. F that, you know, but like, if you want to be trans, okay, but like, I'm gonna call you what you look like. The fuck? Or I'm gonna call you what you look like. I mean, I'm gonna be like, sir, ma'am, if you look like a sir and a ma'am. But to roll this back in, your vote matters so much more. They puppeteering by giving you two messed up options and to say choose. But that's when the policies, you have to really take the person away, look at the policies, because they don't want you to vote. Nobody voted for Kamala Harris to even be the Democratic nominee.
That is true.
She hasn't
You're
even
not-
received a single freaking vote. But it's up to you to choose in November. Trump, like, I'll take a little bit of racism over my kids being like,
A little bit of racism.
like, dude.
A
That's
little
all-
bit of racism. That's crazy.
Wow.
I really don't even think he's that racist. He did more for HBCUs than any president before
Yes,
him.
yeah, he did. He most definitely did.
What did he do?
He funded HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. Yes, that is
I
on
know what
record.
HBCU means. Don't play with me. Don't
Hey,
play
just
with
'cause
me
you know
here.
don't mean the world know. We gotta let him know. We gotta let him know what
Let's-
HBCU is. You know
Let's
what
not
I'm
play with me in here today. But okay. So what else did he do? He funded them. Did he do anything? And I'm not talking bad about the man,
okay,
but
so
what
you
else
remember
has he
back
done?
in 2020, when Ice Cube came out talking about the platinum plan, Donald Trump was down to talk with him about it, right? When it
Okay.
came to the Democrats, they was like, we'll see what's going down after we win the election. That's
Something
a fact,
I didn't know.
though.
I'm not afraid to sit up here in the seat and say I don't know too much about politics, so I'm here to learn. I'm here to mediate. I'm here to hear arguments. Because you made a good point. You think the vote really does matter more than they tell us to vote. I feel like it don't matter as much. What's the point of the popular vote? The electoral college. We was talking about that on the phone the other day.
The Electoral College is here to represent the people in that state. The only reason for an Electoral College is because people in Minnesota is not going to compare to the population of the people in Texas. Yeah. So they have to go out and like for their people and say, okay, this amount of people mostly agree that this person should be the president. It's not like they're just coming up with whoever they like best. There's a due process for everything.
But
and
they
right
don't
now,
always go where who mostly agrees in that city, though.
I mean, it's a vote. Like the majority wins in all votes. That's why there's a vote. Majority wins.
Let me add some additional context, okay? While the Constitution does not require electors to vote for the candidate chosen by their state's popular vote, some states do. The rare elector who votes for someone else may be fined, disqualified, and replaced by a substitute elector, or potentially even prosecuted by their state.
Didn't even know that.
Yes. All you gotta do is a little research.
I don't be involved in it as much, and I ain't afraid.
Yeah,
You had something to say. I know you wanted to say something.
Your vote does. I mean, at the end of the day, it does count because even the electoral college, we vote to put who we want for our state into there. So I mean, at the end of the day, the vote does count, though.
It most definitely does. I'm gonna be honest with you. If our vote did not matter as much as it's supposed to, honestly, they wouldn't be fighting for it so hard.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be putting out so much propaganda and all these sound bites to try to get one side to turn against the other.
Yeah.
They do it every 4 years.
They do it every 4 years, and they going
Never
ham
fails.
at it. Both sides. I ain't
It
even
is
just
really-
picking a side on this one.
It's really just like a popularity contest.
Everybody-
Everybody,
It is.
It's popularity. Exactly what it
everybody
is.
just trying to,
Can
you know what I'm saying,
somebody
get everybody
tell
to, you know what I'm saying, pick them.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And you touched on a good point. We what do you say? We vote off emotions or looks, right? What did you say
Yeah,
we voted off
identity
of? It's a good
politics.
point. Identity politics. Because she's black and a woman. Woo, let's
Don't
vote
know
for
a
her.
single
Is she
policy.
black though? is she like us?
Well, you called me the other day.
Yeah.
And I showed you what her dad looked like. There's no way walking past him you wouldn't think that's a normal black man. Right or wrong?
Have
Do you know,
seen
the
Indians?
history of her dad?
I'm just telling you. I understand what you're saying, but you asked me for a picture of what he looked like, and right or wrong, passing by him, you wouldn't think that was a black man. Normal, yes or no?
Isn't he Jamaican?
Yeah, he is Jamaican.
But that's like
But
saying,
Jamaican
are you
is-
I've never
American?
seen
You're
a
not-
picture.
but
I
I'm
haven't
gonna
seen the
show you a
picture.
picture because he
Okay,
actually
so-
asked me the other day.
okay,
You want to
so-
show him the picture?
I haven't seen the picture.
I mean, I can show him the picture.
Pull
I
up
got
the
you.
picture.
I just heard he was
Have
Jamaican.
y'all heard
I
Judge
don't
Joe
know.
Brown though? Judge Joe Brown, how he was
Oh,
going off on Kamala Harris and like, dang, her daddy don't even say he black. Like, oh God.
So this is the dad when he was young, and I'll show you when he's old. I'll show you.
Wait, the baby? Or
That
the
could be
dude?
a
Well, that's the
Brazilian.
dude.
That could be a freaking.
That's definitely, bro. You can tell that's a black dude.
So black dude though.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
black
where
dude.
I get where everybody's come from, but it's a black dude.
Do you know
right?
the,
And that's
the
him
history?
now, or
But
whatever
being
he
black
is.
doesn't mean you're
Oh, yeah,
African American.
yeah, that's for sure.
There's
That's-
Africans that
that's-
are black. There's Puerto
No, but
Ricans that are
but
black.
I think the argument was that She wasn't claiming that part until it
You're not
was
wrong.
it was
You're not wrong.
beneficial to her.
She didn't say
wasn't
nothing about that till it benefited her.
until it was beneficial.
To the beneficial.
To her,
yeah, to get
I
the
think
black
that was the
votes.
argument.
You're not wrong. Why do you think that was? Why do you think she did it that way?
I mean, if starting to claim that you're black is going to help you with your votes, then yeah.
But she only can assume that. You see what I'm
It's
saying?
working.
No, but that's
Is it working?
that's just like she's pretty much just like, I'm going to claim black so I can get the black votes.
Yeah.
But I mean, she is black, so I mean, you can't. I don't know.
But is she black enough?
I'm just trying to get. I'm just trying to get points on both
She
sides.
may be black, but is
don't-
she black enough?
I don't like how
She
people are
black
claiming the one drop rule. Like now all of a sudden, like, oh well, she has a drop of black. Isn't that racist? I'm sorry, like, isn't that Jim Crow? But we're doing it for her benefit. And she wasn't even raised in America. She was raised in India and Canada. Her high school, and then she joins, goes to a HBCU. Didn't
And
Rachel
becomes a
Dolezal
AKA.
go to a HBCU? Didn't literally Rachel Dolezal, the one who fooled the NAACP? And she was white the whole time. She was a part
Oh,
of a
yeah.
sorority
Oh, yeah. I know
in the
what you're talking
HBCU. So if we're gonna do it for Kamala Harris, are we gonna do it for her? Like, no, she ran in California as a South Asian.
Yep.
She literally did that. So why are we? Oh, like I really do agree with him. Now that it's beneficial, she wants to be black, putting on that weird ass black accent. Oh,
Hold on. It's called a black scent. That's what they call it. A
that black
scent.
scent, like whatever she's doing, and like for rallies and stuff, like it's weird because if you go back and look at her for longer than the past, like even the past 4 years, she didn't do anything. Like every single question I have for her, why didn't you do it while you were president? If Joe Biden was senile, why didn't you convince him to do shit to better the population? Why is the border being overran, bro?
Fam
Why
was
is
senile
that?
too.
Ooh. Okay. As great as this is, we gotta save this for the next episode. We gotta stay on course. We need to tell the American people and persuade them why or why not their vote matters.
Your vote matters, bro. Like you
Yeah.
said.
Let your voice be heard.
But that's why they get you to be so dumb. You haven't heard a single policy, and black people already sent her $2 million towards a campaign. For what? Or $200 million, was it? So, like, what are y'all sending her money for? All that money could have gone back to the black community, back to better black people,
Preach.
and back
Wait,
to
what?
the people that we can trust, bro. But
They
y'all are
sent
sending
her-
it to Kamala Harris, and we don't know if
Did
she's
you know
black or
that?
not.
You ain't say nothing about that.
Look,
What?
she preaching. I'ma let her preach.
Praise.
Don't interrupt a black woman when she talking.
Church.
I'm shocked. They sent her $200 million.
Yes.
Tabernacle.
As soon as
Nah, we got a
and
fat.
haven't heard-
What?
Dude.
What? Did you ain't even. I'm surprised you didn't say that.
Listen, if I had some tea, I'd be sipping right now.
What?
If I had some tea, I'd be sipping right now. That's none of my business. I'm just gonna let her cook. Uh-oh. Are those receipts?
$310 million last month.
And we haven't heard a single policy.
Far
Dang.
outpacing former President Trump. Like she
So,
is.
in other words, if your vote didn't matter, you think they'd be putting up all this money?
That's a lot of money.
That could have gone back to the
That
black
could have
community.
gone back to the black community.
If they
That
was
coulda
rigging
gone to
the
the
system,
population, to jobs, to more policies. That could have went to a lot of other things.
if they was
wow.
if they was rigging the system, they wouldn't be putting that much money in just so that they could just. They're not gonna put a whole bunch of money into a sure thing. Like if they know that they can make things go swing a certain way because they running it, they're not gonna put all that money into it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna try to raise money for something that's already set in stone.
And I thought it was over when Trump got shot, low key. Like I thought it was over, but then they come out with a little switcheroo. Like they really did, because nobody voted for her.
And here's my thing: what if Kamala wasn't even set in stone and they put somebody else? Imagine you rationalizing, oh, well, since we can't vote for Kamala, we're gonna vote for this third person now, and it's like, okay,
Do you think
if you were willing to vote for 3 different people within the span of a few months, do you really stand on anything politically? Because there's no way that all three of them believe in the exact same thing.
No.
Amen.
Without
He's
faith.
preaching.
All you're doing is voting against
Or
the
you-
opposite person
or-
of who you
or
want.
is it
You're
just-
not
you
really.
just-
You just hate the other person more than the
Exactly.
other. That's all
But
it
is
is.
that
What
the
is
right
there to
way to
hate?
vote?
So really, what is there to hate about Trump, or is that for the next episode?
Well, no,
we can talk about that right now.
We can talk about that. I mean, what is there to hate about Trump? Exactly what you said. People are clinging on to the racism, making it maybe more than what it is. I'm
I
not
think
saying
it's more
it
than what it
wasn't.
is, because I really do. And then this Project 2025 stuff that he's never even endorsed. He said
That
so
is
many
true.
times that like he's never endorsed it, and you can go to his website for his campaign, and you'll see Agenda 47, and you'll really see what he stands for. But like the media is pushing out so much misinformation and putting fear-mongering you into voting for somebody, oh, just so we won't go back to slavery. Bro, that's a freaking, that is in our it's an amendment, bro. We can never go back to slavery because it's an amendment to the Constitution. What the fuck?
Now hold
The
on.
13th, 14th,
Yeah.
and 15th Amendment took that away. They can never go back to that again.
Now
Like,
hold on. There was an exemption on the 13th, actually.
What?
They're technically.
Go ahead, history lesson. Go ahead, history lesson. I didn't think that's what he was gonna say.
Hold on. It's gonna make sense.
I did not think that's what you was finna say.
The exemption is imprisonment.
Oh, imprisonment.
Oh, well, that may- okay.
Imprisonment.
Yeah,
and
okay, I
that's
see
why
what
the
you're saying.
Democratic Party has broken down black families since the beginning. Since the beginning. Abortion rights that you think is like, oh, I need to be able to kill my own child. They started that in the black communities to stop you from spreading out the population.
Search up the
Yeah.
person who
Yeah, because-
created
Margaret
Planned
Sanger.
Parenthood.
Because
Margaret Sanger.
they're
Uh-huh,
scared
uh-huh.
that
Tell-
we will.
tell us about her.
They're scared that
What
we
you
will
know
take
about her?
over eventually. That's why they did. That's why they cut off abortion. They need more white babies. There's less white babies than there's black babies.
And
Exactly what happened.
before I even get into Margaret Sanger, we need to get into the whole feminist movement. At first, taxes, you as a woman, you wouldn't have been taxed. You would have just been taxed as a family.
Yep.
Like promoting families to stay together. Now due to the feminist movement, you're like, oh, I can do this on my own with a baby, burning yourself out because you hate men. Like what? And then Margaret Sanger has y'all aborting your own babies, and you're doing exactly what she wanted y'all to do to begin with, which is lessen the black population, because the black population is receiving the most amount of abortions and wondering why we can't go far in a society, because you probably aborted the next Martin Luther King, you probably aborted the next Ben Carson, you probably aborted the next scientist, the person who could have cured cancer, bro. And you're over here thinking like it's a fucking human health right, and it's really freaking not. You're just doing what Margaret Sanger wanted you to do, which is lessen the black population. And we're still at 13% somehow when we've been in this country damn near since the fucking beginning.
That's a clip.
So let me explain something to you. I'm gonna add into what she
So
said.
add into it and let's talk about
So-
Margaret Sanger. Let's talk about her more.
So here's the thing. There's two ways to create a genocide of people. One way to create a genocide is to kill a whole bunch of those people. Try to kill all those people, right? That's one way to do a genocide. Then there's a reverse genocide, which is to keep them from being born in the first place.
Yeah.
Amen.
Keep them from reproducing. Yeah. Do you believe in what she's saying? Do you understand where she's coming from? Share your thoughts. I know you haven't talked much.
I don't. I really don't have an opinion on this subject matter. I don't know.
Nothing about abortions or about the black community at all? Nothing that you've seen that you maybe disagree with?
I mean, I definitely believe abortion is wrong. I don't think you should be killing any babies. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a blessing from the Lord. Why would you go and kill that?
Come on.
And then a lot of them be like, oh, it's my body. I can do what I want with it. God gave you that body. And then God gave you another blessing. You can go kill that. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
So kill another body is kill another blessing. If your body is a blessing.
But you know the argument.
exactly.
You know the biggest argument. Like I decide, me personally as a man, I don't get involved in it.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Well, that's really why I said I didn't.
No,
have an
no,
opinion
but I
at
see what you're
first,
saying. But you got an opinion. We all do. Like I'm okay with let
yeah.
that woman decide what she want to decide. We don't deal with the situation or the lives that they deal with. We don't. But you know what I was going to add on to you, and I know you might have something to say. And we're going to talk about that subject matter. You touched on killing another, like a baby or whatever the case may be. But you know the argument is, when is it actually alive and well, baby?
I mean,
See, that's the biggest argument, right? So what's your thoughts on that? A little bit of that.
I mean, I'm real religious. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
so
my.
like, so when it comes to stuff like that, I just don't. I don't believe in. I know what the science says, but I think I mean, once it's conceived, it's a baby to me. But I know that's not what the science says, but that's what I believe.
That's the thing. A baby is gonna be a baby regardless. Wow. I think when it comes to me and my perspective on abortion, I think when it comes to rape and incest and
for sure a certain
and when it also comes to when the mother's life is in jeopardy and you got to choose between one.
Do you know that only count? Then you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and interject that.
That only counts to what? Like
that
a certain
only
percentage?
counts
What's
for
the percentage?
0.7.
0.7?
Those two combined is 0.7
So-
of the reasons for seeking abortion. Literally 0.7.
Now, you want to know what's funny? So you would think it would be, the rationale would be, oh, well, we're poor, so we don't have enough money to take care of a baby, so we're going to be more likely to get an abortion.
That
But
doesn't
no,
mean
it's
you should
actually the
kill it.
opposite. It's actually the people that are more affluent that are getting most of the abortions.
Well, you can just give it up. Like
yeah, that's not even on the.
You can give birth to the baby and then give it up for
2.2.
adoption.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's a good. But the argument with that is I don't want more kids in the system. The system is not the
There's
best.
private adoptions. There's tons of women
No,
who are
they-
infertile that
We,
cannot have children.
we don't have enough kids in the system.
Wait.
Well, not in the system,
That
but we don't
may
have
be
enough
true,
kids.
but the system. I don't think that's going. We got to get into that on another episode. I actually had my
We
store
will.
manager at my old store manager at my job. He wanted to adopt. You know how much it costs to adopt a child?
$73,000.
That's insane.
My church is actually, I go to Mercy Culture. They have a program there to help couples. They're trying to change state regulations to where they can bring that $73,000
Yes.
down to
Yes.
encourage more people to adopt. I go to Mercy Culture, type in "We Are Citizens for Life," and there's a whole bunch of adoption people to help you. And there's prayer at the Capitol, like once a month in Austin. They go down and pray at the Capitol and pray for the babies. So
Now we need more of that. I like that
sure.
because $73,000 is just
Most folks ain't got that.
no free and laying around. Most folks.
No, you got
99% of the who got that just ready to dish out?
You gotta take out a loan or put.
I mean, but think about
Like,
it. But that's what we talk
like,
about
imagine-
the system, and we're gonna dive into that deeper because why in the world did we put a price tag on a child?
why do we put a price tag on fruit?
Bro,
well, but the reason for
Gross.
the reason why they do that is because we paying for that person's labor that supposedly
We can
that-
all grow fruit.
we can, but do we? That's the problem. Us as Americans, a lot of us are lazy. I work in my department, in my job. I pick groceries for people. We have DoorDash, we have Uber. What is America? What are we turning into?
Being lazy
We don't
is
want to do
not an
nothing for
excuse.
ourselves. It's not an excuse, but it's reality.
Ooh.
It's not an excuse, it's reality. I tell people every day, they think I'm joking and I'm playing. Y'all all know the movie Wall-E. We will be living in that time.
Yeah.
I promise you.
we already living in that.
We're going to be
time.
fat and obese and won't get off our couch to
We
move
already.
unless we on
you
top
ain't,
of
you ain't
something.
been in Walmart.
I worked there. I've been there.
So then you know.
But I'm telling you, the reality of it is we're going to be so out of touch with the world and what's going on because we won't even go outside because of anxiety that we can't go grocery shop for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know how busy we were today because it's the first of the month and everybody got paid? People couldn't seem to come in the store and get anything.
Damn.
They can get up out their bed to come shop and grab their groceries and interact with people.
Yeah, you can even now you can even get Walmart to deliver. That's crazy.
Yeah,
No, for real.
Bro, I work the department every day and the amount of people, you're talking about 600 orders a day.
Walmart just bring it to you.
Do you
Just
know
bring
how
it
many?
to you.
You know how many places? Matter of fact, you know how many places I start going to when I go to try to check in my truck, and like there's a lot of places where like the guard shack will just straight up be empty.
Yeah.
Like like I actually had to get my load tapping into a computer, and it printed out my paperwork, my bill of lading. Yes, it did. Well, when I say these computers is coming for y'all's jobs, and the migrants ain't helping neither.
And the migrants, I love the way you put that in there. Let's talk about Mrs. Vice President and the border control that she's supposed to
Oh,
do.
The borders
Border
are. She's the
czar.
border
The
czar.
border.
But they try
hold
to
on,
erase
but
that from
they
history,
tried
though.
to say she wasn't.
But
though.
she is. She
So-
got the same job that Joe Biden had when he was running under Obama. He got that same job. I'm just saying, that's a fact though. That's a fact though.
It really is. I won't be surprised if they don't switch her out with Michelle Obama. last minute. But I don't know. I feel like it's getting too close. I feel like
It's not going to
getting too
happen.
late.
The reason it's not
way
going to happen
too
because the
close.
campaign money is already tied to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. The only reason it works for Kamala Harris is because Harris is already on the ticket. So if they bring somebody else in,
They gotta raise
they
more
would have
money.
to raise that money all over again. All that money would pretty much be going to waste. All that infrastructure, they'd have to rebuild it from the ground up, and they would only have like a few months left before the election.
On God.
But that raises a good question before we get into border control, immigrants, all that good stuff. If they did put Michelle in the seat, in the ballot,
Michelle or Michael. I'm kidding. No kidding. No kidding.
but
No, we're not going there. We're not going there.
I'm kidding.
Who is Michael?
Michael, would she? Do you think she'd be a better candidate?
No, I mean,
She'll be perceived as way better than Kamala. If we're
Probably.
But
comparing it
is
to
she?
Kamala,
Perception's the different thing. Is she? Is my question.
she is. She is. Come on now. She is.
I'm not disagreeing. I just want to hear thoughts.
She might not be the best, but she will be better for sure.
Okay.
That's not even a question. A sack of potatoes probably be better than Kamala. I'm be honest with
am
you.
I allowed to go to the restroom during
Jesus
recording?
Christ.
Like, I'm sorry.
You are a grown woman.
Well, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Okay, I'll be back.
Enjoy it. Well, so I guess I didn't think about that. Why is she better?
Why would she
be better?
Okay, so
let's give specifics. Let's give like actual information. Like, what do you think?
Well, okay, so you got to understand that most people are not doing research and are extremely informed voters. Most people are just going to see the fact that she was Obama's wife.
Yep.
They're going to see that a lot of people, regardless, Obama had at least some semblance of normalcy.
Yeah.
Okay? So a lot of people might crave that normalcy aside from the Trumps,
Aside
the
from
Bidens, the Kamalas. So they might, she can sell normalcy better than Kamala can, better than Trump can, better than Biden can. It just is what it is. And people might be longing for that normalcy. People probably even voted for Joe Biden initially because of that perception of normalcy.
That association with
You know what I'm saying? Especially
normalcy.
considering the fact that Joe Biden was himself under Obama. So it makes sense.
That's a good point. When she brought that up, or whoever brought that up, now that I'm thinking that's a really good point to make up. If she was in the seat, would it be better or would it not be? I like that. Maybe we can dive into that a little later. I definitely want to ask her. Maybe when she gets back. I guess this is perfect timing, isn't it?
Ooh, we got a question.
Well, welcome back.
What's going on?
Why do you believe that she will be better if she was in the ballot?
Oh, wait, are we
Michelle
talking about
Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really sure. I haven't heard a single policy, so I can't determine who would be better or not. Does she have more notoriety? Yeah. Would Democrats probably perceive her better? Yeah, but I feel like low-key they've been running the show this whole time, so I can't even trust them. Like, yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Wow. That makes sense. I like that. I mean, I really don't know. I guess I do agree with you, Roy. I guess I thought I went immediately to that. The normalcy is what we know. Is what we're comfortable with.
Oh yeah.
So it make more sense. She's a very familiar face. It make more sense.
You got to
vote
think
for
about
her.
it like this: we're in a very uncomfortable climate when it comes to finances and everything. When it comes to the political landscape, you know, all the extremism on the internet from both the right and the left. You know, I'm not saying that Michelle Obama would be someone that would pull everybody together, but I feel like she would be something a little bit more calm than a Kamala or a Trump. Not saying that she would be something that just takes away all the noise, but she would definitely dampen it.
I feel like it doesn't matter what we think about the candidate. What matters is how they handle like foreign affairs, our economy, our like, dude, a one-bedroom apartment right now is like $1,700, dude. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, people get so caught up on the perception and how something looks from the outside, they forget to like dig in and look at the inside, dude. And yeah, so like,
Kind of
To,
apartment you
to
at?
touch on that, just to interject, I always argue with him, and I always say we need to be looking at the Senate and the House. Right,
The Senate and the House,
We need to be looking at them more. The president only can do so much. It's checks and balances, right? Another thing I want to touch on, I think I made a mistake in saying in another video, but me and the wife, my girl, we actually did look for Don't be funny. Don't be funny. We actually did look at apartments the other day just for fun because I told her we probably want a bigger space in like a year or whatever the case may be. And believe it or not, depending on the area you're in, and actually some really good areas like next to downtown Fort Worth, they was really in the $1,100 to $1,300 range. For 1 bedroom. That might be high. That might be a lot, but I'm not saying that's a good price. I'm not saying that. But in Denton, Texas, where they know people are moving to because of the colleges and whatnot, it's $2,000 for a 1 bedroom.
That's crazy.
That's absurd, right? But what can the president do when it comes to rent prices?
I mean, when I got my first apartment, it was under $1,000. It was shitty. Yeah, it was. But like, it was a 1 bedroom apartment. I didn't take care of it. I partied way too hard, but I still
partied way too
like
hard.
that. Like if I probably would have taken care of it and stuff, like it probably would have been like really nice for like
How much is that now?
$979.
Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure.
Like I wonder how much is going for it now. How long have you been out of that first apartment?
What was it called? It was called. Oh man, what was that? What was that apartment called?
And I'm not saying prices haven't went up. They definitely went up. It's just sometimes I think we overinflate
like
what's
$20?
actually going on. Because $1,700 is a lot. But I'm not gonna lie. Me and the girl were looking. We found some really nice apartments for in the $1,200 to $1,300 range.
You can still do
expensive, but it's not that it's undoable, especially when it comes to 2 people. I think that's very doable.
Honestly, you gotta have 2 incomes nowadays.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. You gotta have 2 incomes. I mean, unless you just out there just making it, unless you just got it like that.
Rapping or something.
You know, who you telling? But out here making
what I think is
60
funny?
grand is okay. Like, but it ain't tight.
As she was saying to feminism, it's funny. Females.
It was still going for $972.
My point.
So it's so funny.
But you see what I'm saying? Rent prices haven't. It depends on where you're trying to stay at. Have it significantly
They
rose.
got roaches though. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
we already talked about the roaches.
That's where they get shit.
That's why it's still
my rent by the flat $1,000 and
We want to
no
talk
roaches.
about
None.
the illegal aliens in the border control.
The illegal aliens.
I just want to say that's what they call them, right? The illegal aliens. Let's talk about the border control and what's our opinions on that. This man has a very strong opinion on that and what's going on.
We got
But
to
hold on.
control.
We do got to control. But tell us a little bit of your background to hear your opinion on what you feel.
Well, I mean,
you said you were
I was born in Vietnam,
Yeah.
and then I came over here when I was 2. How I feel about immigration? I mean, there's ways you can get into the States legally.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and then if you do it that way, you don't have to worry about any legal issues. You don't have to worry about any of that. It takes a lot longer. But I mean, if you just do it the right way, you don't have to worry about anything. You'll have a social security number. You'll have, you know what I'm saying? You're not just driving around, no ID, no identification, not paying taxes.
Now, folks find ways to get IDs now. That let's not be fooled.
Okay, but no, I'm
He
saying,
talking about legitimate.
Yeah,
Well, of course.
And then they're also
course.
not paying taxes, which is another thing. If you're not here legally, you're not paying taxes because you don't have a social security number. So you're enjoying you're reaping
The benefits.
the benefits of what
We
the
sell.
taxpayers are doing when you're not paying the taxes.
Now let me ask you this: do you think that illegal immigrants should vote, and should their votes matter?
No, because you're not a citizen, so your vote shouldn't matter. You don't have a say in who is elected because you also don't pay taxes. So you have no say.
You have no say. You have no
you have no
input.
say.
You don't bring any value into the world you're living in.
Do you think the Democrats want to make the illegal migrants' vote matter?
I'm actually unqualified at that. I have no idea.
I mean, that sounds good. Maybe.
Do they?
I think so. I feel like that's why they've been letting so many illegal immigrants into our country, because they know they need that vote. And once they get that vote, once they make these people citizens, they're going to start pandering to the black folks less and less and less, because as their numbers grows, your voice matters less.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That's the play.
I think I heard somewhere like in New York, like they have a thing where they're giving like illegal aliens money.
$13,000.
You just talked about that. He
$13,000.
literally sent me the video.
Yeah, and like taxpayer dollars
Taxpayer dollars.
I keep on going back to the
Them
taxes.
toll
but
roads they charging people for in New York. They giving away the money.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You supposed to be putting it into the infrastructure to make it better,
Exactly.
but you giving it to people that's illegally here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we're gonna have to. All right, so we're gonna have to circle back around this.
Because I got a question too to ask you, but we'll circle back because I want to ask a question. But go ahead.
Okay, so personally, I think we gotta circle back around this and come in for another episode.
Okay. We can do that, but let me wait. We're gonna end it, but I want to ask you another quick question because you touched on something.
Okay.
You said there's illegal ways to get into the states, which we all know that. We understand that. You said it might take longer. Now, I don't know if you know or if any one of y'all know. I work in Walmart, and a lot of people that deliver groceries are from Venezuela. And what they tell me is that there's a war going on over there. There's some things that's going on over there that's a danger for them and their kids, their family. The woman that grooms my dog is actually letting somebody stay with her that's from there because she got out of a bad situation. Do you think those people have time? Not saying it's legally, but look at what they may be going through.
No. So I think for those people, I think it's a lot quicker for them to immigrate too, because I think you just file for like asylum or something. When like
So that's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't think more people do that? Because I don't think
but
there's
something. It has to be like a catastrophe where you're at.
Oh yeah,
then-
and I don't know if it's qualified as a catastrophe. I just know I've been told by that by the people that I.
But there is you also can't bring too many people in because the economy has to have time to adjust.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because I'll put it to you like this: if you have too many people come in too quickly, and let's say like there's not enough houses, it's going to put a strain on the housing market.
Yep.
Rent prices, they're gonna go up. It's gonna make it harder for the people that already live there to be able to afford where they stay at. You know what I'm saying? So you have to build more houses. You have to create more jobs to accommodate those people. You can't just insert people just automatically.
Yeah.
It's going to put a strain on the system. These people, they need resources.
Exactly.
Okay? They need money. They need shelter. They need food. They need water. Okay? They need electricity. Who's going to provide all of that?
I feel like Democrats get so caught up on like, oh, they say that they don't like illegal immigrants. Oh, they don't like immigrants. Oh, it's so racist. And like what True was just going into, like it takes a lot more than just like allowing people in here, because so many people think like, oh, we're just giving people a place to stay. Like it's kind of like letting a friend stay with you for like a couple of days. Then that couple of days turns into a month, and you're just kind of like, okay, bro, when are you finna go home? You're using up all my stuff. You're eating up all my food. It's the same thing, but for a country.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and then also, but if you just do it the right way, like there's, depending on your situation, like it does take time. Like you said, they don't want to put a whole bunch of people in here. Like for my people, my aunt, it took them 13 years putting in the paperwork originally, taking them 13 years to get an interview for even a chance to come over here. Yeah, like it takes time.
It's
13 years.
Yeah.
Do you think that's reasonable?
I don't. That's why we should.
Okay,
do
That's
it.
very unreasonable.
So here's the
And
problem.
then you can only do that if you have family members already here, because me and my mom was already here. That's
So that
and it still took that long, and
it's-
that's her sister.
That's unreasonable.
We'll see, but here's the thing. How many people want to come over here? We can't accept them all. There has to be a process.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
I'm not
saying
disagreeing
that our
about process.
I'm not saying that our process is perfect, but you got to go through the process because, like I said, we cannot have unchecked too many people coming
I
in.
think this is
13
when-
years.
I think this is.
I know
The process is
I'm not
broken.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you. I'm not going to sit here and say that our process isn't necessarily broken or isn't necessarily the best. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that's not true. But you got to go through a process. Now we can refine the process.
Yeah. Okay.
But at the same time, there's got to be a process.
Not
You
disagreeing.
can't just supersede the process
Yeah,
itself.
exactly.
Yeah,
Just
100%.
because you want to expedite your quality of life, there's rules, there's regulations. We need to redefine some of these rules, but that's just got to be what it is.
But I do also feel like that, like what Sid was saying earlier, with the Senate and the House, that's when it becomes important because we do need to have easier immigration laws for people to come over here, and to where it doesn't take 13 years, maybe 5 years, or maybe 2 years if you need to come over here in a fast manner, maybe even less. But like True is saying,
on your
we do need a
circumstances.
process, but like This is why voting in your city elections, your state elections,
What you said in the beginning,
and
talk to them.
the presidential elections, it's not just the president every 4 years. You have a state election every 2 years, and then you have a city municipal election every year. So like there's no reason, as long as you're staying focused on the policies and knowing exactly what you want to fix, you have the power.
We need
But
to get more involved.
we do need to get it more involved, but we need to be smarter as
Yep.
we're getting involved.
We got to get involved and educated. She made a very good point. I love how you tagged on to what I said. We need to be voting for the House and the Senate and in our counties.
Voting all the way up.
Voting all the way up.
All the
Everybody,
way up.
presidency,
All the way
presidency.
up.
From
Do
top
you
to
know-
bottom, voting all
top
the
to
way
bottom.
up.
Do you know who in the office? Do you know who? You know what I'm saying? Like people need to be more educated on what's going on closer to them versus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The president.
definitely closer because usually the politics that's at the lowest usually happens the fastest. If we're being
Very, and
honest.
stuff happened quick.
So
I'm talking. Woo.
If you
Fly
want to
right
make a uproar in your city, make something happen.
Make something happen. Go
Make
vote.
something happen.
Go
You know
vote.
what I'm saying?
These decisions at the House and the Senate is passing. Them the people pushing the pens.
And what I
Now
really
that's pushing P.
That's pushing P. Them two groups. People forget just how powerful those two groups are. Presidency. No, that's only one piece to the puzzle.
people forget how powerful they are, because if everybody came to the same agreement, and we could run this as people,
We really
could
could.
overturn the government if every single citizen in the United States
Have one
agreed on
opinion,
one
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what they're most afraid of, that we realize the power that each one of us has. It's like ants. If you've ever seen the movie, the little like Disney movie, the Pixar movie.
Ants.
Oh,
We all know
yeah.
ants.
You know,
Yeah.
like when they were going against the grasshopper, and he was all like, "Yo, bro, if they figure out that they outnumber us by this many, they will overrun us."
Actually, that's
That's a bug's life.
bug's life.
Yeah.
A Bug's Life.
I knew what she was going.
Both of y'all was like, oh,
I didn't want to interrupt her or embarrass her. on
But
that.
she was still cooking.
She was spitting, but okay.
The food was on the plate.
I was like, what? Hold on, that ain't
I was like, wait, that's
All of
definitely
us
an
existed
Ant's life. Or Bug's Life. Yeah.
Close us out, bro.
right, so
we're
check this
gonna
out.
open all this back up on the next episode.
All right, so we're gonna hit all this up again on the next episode. But check this out. I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because it's a vote, and your vote matters.
Hey.
Preach.
that was good.
Preach.
That was good.